How can black grapes produce white wine? Because the color lives mostly in the skins, and the winemaker controls how long those skins touch the juice. And dry doesn't describe what your mouth feels after a sip. Residual sugar and labeling rules decide whether the wine can be called dry. Give the bottle a turn and color and sweetness start telling two different stories. Color tells you how it was made, while dry tells you how much sugar remains. Origin and alcohol tell you where the bottle came from and what happened inside it. Follow those 4 clues, and the mixed signals start making sense. Cut open a black grape, and the flesh and juice look almost clear. Most of a young wine's color and tannin seep from the skins into the juice. Even black grapes like Pinot Noir and Meunier can make white wine. Press the clusters gently, and the skins get less time to break and bleed. Separate the pale juice quickly, and the skins don't have time to stain it dark. Champagne made from that juice is called Blanc de Noirs. Press the same black grapes a little differently. Let the skins tint the juice just enough, and a pale rosé appears. Leave the skins a little longer and the pink deepens. Change the contact time or temperature, and the same grape shows a different color. What happens when white grape skins stay in the juice? Ferment them together, and pale gold darkens into amber. The International Organization of Vine and Wine defines it as white wine left with the pomace for at least 1 month. That contact brings amber color and a tannic grip you don't expect from white wine. Rosé champagne bends that rule. Producers may also blend red wine into white wine to make rosé. Rosé and orange aren't literal descriptions of the grapes. They reveal how long the skins stayed in contact with the juice. Take a sip and feel your mouth dry out. People call that feeling dry all the time, but sweetness is a separate thing. Dry isn't how your mouth feels. It's a measure of the sugar left in the wine. That rough mouthfeel belongs to tannin. For still wine, dry means no more than 4 grams of glucose and fructose per liter. With enough acidity, the limit can rise to 9 grams per liter. At the other end, sweet begins at 45 grams per liter. Measured residual sugar names the wine before your tongue gets a vote. Tannin, usually pulled from grape skins, is what dries out your mouth. It binds to proteins in saliva and leaves your mouth feeling rough. Add bubbles and the naming game pulls another prank. In sparkling wine, dry contains more residual sugar than brut. Sparkling wine is the big umbrella for wines that trap bubbles made during fermentation. That includes wines given a second fermentation in a bottle or sealed tank. Champagne isn't a name any sparkling bottle can borrow. Only wine from the protected region, made under its production rules, gets the name. A border on the map of France decides who may use the name champagne. Make the same bubbles outside that line, and the bottle still can't use the name. That line wasn't drawn without a fight. Champagne producers began banding together against imitations in 1843. The fight ran for nearly a century before champagne won formal appellation recognition in 1936. Law and inspection turned the regional name into a protected designation. A champagne label carries the appellation and sweetness level, plus the brand and alcohol by volume. It also lists the volume, producer, the village where that producer is registered, and the country of origin. Port wasn't born in a quiet tasting room either. When trade between England and France broke down in the late 17th century, English merchants turned to Portuguese wine. The 1703 Methuen Treaty gave Portuguese wine a tariff advantage. More barrels from the Douro began moving into the English market. As demand surged, merchants began mixing in wine from other regions, elderberries, even sugar. By 1754, trust had collapsed so badly that English buyers walked away. In 1756, Portugal set up a company and drew a legal boundary around the Douro. It blocked outside wine and additives, then controlled quality, volume, and origin. Inside the cellar, the process takes a more dramatic turn. When the must reaches the target sweetness, producers pour in grape spirit. The grape spirit is about 77% alcohol, usually 1 part spirit to 4 parts must. That alcohol stops the yeast, and fermentation slams to a halt. The grape sugar the yeast never ate stays in the wine. That leftover sugar makes port sweet, while fortification lifts it to 19 to 22% alcohol. Port isn't always sweet either. White port ranges from extra dry all the way to intensely sweet styles. When you pick up a bottle, start with the grape variety and the winemaking method. Then check the sweetness level while you're there. Origin and alcohol may sit somewhere else on the label. Check them separately, and the name is less likely to fool you about the taste. Stop ordering by color alone. Ask for the process and sweetness you actually want. The label lists the origin and alcohol level, so check both before ordering.